Hello everyone, welcome all of you in Team Diwane IS and GET channel. Already you have given a test on machine tool. So today we are going to see the solutions of machine tool test question number 1 to question number 15. So this is the question number 1. Match the machine tool group A with the probable operation group B. So from this PQRS you have to pick up the correct option from the B. So here it is the C option, drilling S, and for drilling counter boring is operation is matches. So for S operation, already you know drilling is related to counter boring. So S, that is nothing but 2. So we can directly pick the C option is correct. So look at for what are the options for C. For central lathe, knurling, milling operation, that is done for a slotting, and grinding. What about grinding is nothing but a dressing, and all of you all know the drilling is related to counter boring. So option C is correct one. Just you have to pick up the one drilling. From drilling itself you can pick up which one is the correct. Okay, so very easy question. Now next question, internal gear cutting operation can be performed by. So first of all I am going to tell you what is internal gearing of cutting operation, and it is done with shaping with a pinion cutter only. So C option is correct. Internal gears are manufactured by gear broaching and shaping with pinion cutter only. Okay, whereas we can say shaping with a pinion cutter is used for both external and internal gears. Okay, so correct option is nothing but your shaping with a pinion cutter. C option is correct. In ASA system, if 10, 8, 6, 6, 10, 12, 2 mm, then principal cutting edge angles is, so four options are there. So principal cutting edge angle is nothing but your 90 degree minus side cutting edge angle. So this is the formula for a principal cutting edge angle. And what is your side cutting angle, side cutting edge angle? That is nothing but from this ASA system. So 12 is the position, this is the position, that position indicating what, side cutting edge angle, and that is nothing but 12 degrees. So 90 minus 12 you will get 78, and that is nothing but option number D. So you have to take a careful about these angles. So 12 is the, this position is indicating your side cutting edge angle. Okay, now question number 4. Given that peripheral speed of a grinding wheel is of 100 mm diameter, for cylindrical grinding of a steel workpiece is 30 meter per second, what will be the estimated rotational speed of the grinding wheel in revolution per minute, RPM? Very easy question. For diameter is given, that is 100 mm. Velocity is given as 30 meter per second. So what is velocity? That is nothing but pi dn by 60. Okay, just put the values, and just put the value of diameter in meters, you will get rotational speed. And what is diameter? 100 mm, just convert into a meter, that is nothing but 0.1. So after putting the values you will get n is nothing but 5729.57 rpm, and that is the option number B is the correct. Okay, very easy question. Now in machining operation, if the generatrix and directrix both are straight lines, the surface obtained is plane. Remember, if generatrix and directrix both are straight lines, then you will always get surface that is nothing but a plane surface is getting from generatrix and directrix if both are straight lines. Okay, a milling cutter having 10 teeth is rotating 100 rpm. The workpiece speed is set at 40 mm per minute. The feed per tooth is, okay, what they ask, feed per tooth, that is nothing but ft. What they ask, feed per tooth, and teeth is given as number of teeth are 10. Rotating speed is 100 rpm. Feed, that is nothing but 40 mm per minute is given. So feed per tooth, we have the formula fm is equal to ft into n into z. From that, ft is nothing but fm by nz. Already fm is given as 40 mm per minute. Just put the value, you will get ft, feed per tooth, that is nothing but 0.04 mm, and correct option is option B. It is very easy. Okay, now question number 7, and again it is a matching of list 1 with the list 2. So here what they given, list 1 shows the accessories employed in a lathe machine, and list 2 shows their use. So I think from one option it will be a pickup it is very easy to pick up. Dog clutch. What is dog clutch indicating? Drive workpiece when it is held between two surfaces. So clutches are engaged to engage or disengage purpose. We are going to use that clutches, and dog clutch is specially used for transmission of power from one shaft to the other shaft. So that's why we can take this drive workpiece when it is held between the two centers. So third is directly related to Q. So only one option is matches there, and that is A. So we can take A option is right. From other options we can check collects. What is that? They have given the collects, that is nothing but holding semi finish and finished parts. Yes, faceplate. So what is the use of faceplate? R, holding irregular shapes. Okay, dog clutches already we have discussed. Mandrel is used for or holding thin and hollow workpiece. Okay, so mandrel is related to holding thin and hollow workpiece, that is option P. The solution is also given. From one option you have to take, so very easy question that one. Now question number 8. A cast iron workpiece was machined along its length on a shaper machine. The dimensions of the workpiece is the length 150 mm and width 50 mm and height to 20 mm. If cutting force required is 1000 Newton, determine the power consumed per stroke if the operation is carried at 50 strokes per minute. So what we ask, the power consumed per stroke. Okay, so cutting force FC is given 1000 Newton, stroke length is 150 mm, work done by the shaper. How to calculate work done by the shaper? Force into the distance. What the or that distance is nothing but your stroke length. Okay, so what is FC? 1000 Newton. Stroke length is also given 150 mm, that is nothing but 0.15 meter. So you will get Newton meter joule, 150 joule you will get the answer here, and that is work done by the shaper. Then how to calculate the power consumed? For power consumed, P is nothing but work done into how many number of strokes are there. So power consumed is equal to work done, already I have calculated, joule, 150 joule, into number of strokes, that is 15 strokes per minute. So you have to divide it by that. Strokes per minute nothing but 60. 1 minute is 60 seconds. So 50 by 60. So joule per second, that is watt. So you will get, for this calculation, 125 watt is the right option, and option number B is correct. Size of a shaper is specified by, okay, shaper, size of the shaper is related to a length of the stroke. Very easy question. Nothing about the size of the table, nothing about the maximum size of a tool. It's directly related to the length of the stroke. Okay, so very easy. A option is correct. Which of the following is an advanced finishing process used for gears? So what they ask, advanced finishing process. So gear hobbing is the process of generating gear teeth, not a finishing process. So you have to remember, gear hobbing is not a finishing process. So I think the option is not correct. Electrochemical honing, and what is remaining? Gear burnishing. So gear burnishing is the conventional finishing process for gears. Okay, but what they ask, the advanced finishing process. So gear burnishing is also not correct. So for electrochemical honing is advanced finish process for gears. Okay, here it is the solution. Advanced finish process for gears are gear finishing by electrochemical honing, electrochemical grinding, abrasive flow finishing. Okay, so option number A is the correct option. Now next one, very easy one. Cutting tool material 18141 high speed steel HSS has which one of the following composition? So very easy question. 18:4:1. Okay, what is this related to? 18 is nothing but the percentage of tungsten, 4% is nothing but your chromium, and 1% is vanadium. So option A is really directly showing that 18 tungsten, 4% is chromium, and 1% is vanadium. So option A is correct. Nothing to check the remaining options. And if you see the solution, what they have given, it carries 18% of tungsten, 4% of chromium, 1% of vanadium, and 0.7% of carbon and rest iron. Okay, so that is also important. So option is the correct. Now next one, question number 12. The headstock of a lathe has 9 speeds with minimum speed of 100 rpm and maximum speed of 1600 rpm. If the speeds are in geometric progression, then the ratio is, okay, so number of speeds, n is nothing but 9 speeds. Okay, n1 is the minimum speed 100 rpm, maximum speed 9 speed, that is nothing but, so n9 is 1600 rpm, and it is geometric progression. So you can use r is 9 minus 1 root times of n9, it is the ratio of n9 by n1. Okay, so we can easily take what is your n9 is 1600 divided by n1, that is 100 rpm, and you have to take 8 powers of that. So 1 by 8th of if you take the 1 by 8th of 4, you will get the option is 1.414. So option is matches is nothing but C option, 1.41. Okay, so you have to take 8 powers because n minus 1 is the formula. You have to take this formula, and it is given as in geometric progression. Okay, so it is very easy calculation. 1.41 is the option C. Now, angle between the rake face and plane perpendicular to a face is known as. So here it is in the solution what they have provided. It is the angle between the surface, the flank immediately below the point, and the line down from the point perpendicular to the base. So side rake angle of a cutting tool determines the thickness of the tool behind the cutting edge. Yes, definitely. The purpose of the side rake angle is to provide clearance between workpiece and tool to prevent the rubbing of workpiece. Yes, why we have to provide the this clearance? To prevent that rubbing of the workpiece with the end flake and that end flake of the tool. Okay, so that is important. So side rake angle is the correct option. The angle between the rake face and plane perpendicular to rake face is known as side rake angle, not a side relief angle, not a end relief angle, not a back rake angle. It is side rake angle. Okay, now question number 14. In a Taylor tool life equation, is V T raised to n is equal to constant. What is the value of n for ceramic tools? So what they ask for n value, and what is n? An index related to a cutting tool material. What is n indicating? An index related to a cutting tool material, and n for ceramic material is ranging between, if you take the example of ceramic materials, the n is ranging between 0.5 to 0.6, and for carbides it is ranging from 0.2 to 0.6, and for high speed steels it is 0.08 to 0.20. So it is more value of n, that is 0.5 to 0.6 for ceramics. Okay, so what is that option is 0.6 to 0.75. Okay, so clearly that is nothing but you can take the option 1, C1 is right for that. Okay, now question number 15. List the one with the list 2 and select the correct answer using the codes given below. So list 1 is given, list 2 is also given. So we have to correct match from drilling machine. If you see the drilling machine, flute is related to a drilling machine, definitely. Milling machine, universal indexing, all about the indexing is related to a milling machine. So we can definitely say D is related to a 2, and B and C is closely matches. A and C will eliminate. What about shaper? Shaper is nothing but okay, shaper is related to a rocker arm. Okay, so B is matches with a 4. So option number B is the correct. If you see the lathe, lead screw is related to lathe, shaper, rocker arm, drilling machine, flute, and milling machine is all about the related to indexing, universal indexing. Okay, so thank you for watching this channel. Keep watching us. Thanks once again. Thanks.